2 months to Christmas. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese. This Tuesday morning, it's looking great on you, Central Georgia. It's hard to believe this time next week we are going to be well into November.
I know, although last week it was feeling a lot more like that time of year. So this morning, Alex, not that bad.
Yeah, it's kind of the writings on the wall. All of a front's going to be coming through tonight because it's a little warmer, a little muggier. And as we head through the day today, you're going to notice a bit more in the way of cloud cover as well. Looking live over the fairgrounds this morning, we've got 40s and 50s on the board. 46 in Macon, 48 in Warner Robins. Certainly not what it was last week, setting that record low of 29 before all was said and done. That was just absurd. Here's a look at the radar picture. Quiet for now. We zoom out and look across the southeast. You go over into Mississippi and Alabama. You find some scattered showers this morning and then some thunderstorms on into Mississippi and Arkansas. All of that's about to cross the Mississippi River as it moves towards central Georgia. As it does so, I'm posing a risk of severe weather today in parts of Mississippi and in Alabama. 81 going to be the high for us here in Macon today. Sunrise is at 7:46. Winds out of the south-southeast 5 to 10 miles an hour. Again, going to notice the increased humidity and the increasing cloud cover through the day today. But we've got sunny conditions behind the front. We'll map out the details of that, plus another rain chance for central Georgia by the time we get to right around Halloween. Everything you need to know comes your way here in a few minutes.
Thank you, Alex. This morning, 4 people face charges after a drive-by shooting in Warner Robins.
That's right. The shooting led to a chase and a cruiser wreck. It started around noon with Warner Robins police called to Peachtree and Shirley Drive after shots were fired. When they got there, several people drove off. Police and the car ended up in a crash about 2 miles away on Woodland Drive. Samantha Maddox says that she watched the chase unfold, and you can see right there, she actually caught it all on camera.
I mean, they had 2 of them arrested, 2 of them were down, they had their hands placed behind their back. I think at that point they were like just pulling stuff out of their pocket. And there was their car was actually wrecked. The cop car was wrecked out too as well, but I never saw any shots fired or anything like that.
Well, neighbors described a home near where the shooting happened as a trouble spot.
And police say they are holding 4 suspects. 1 officer got hurt, but police did not answer our request for any more information. This morning, the search is on for answers after police found a woman's body in her backyard in Centerville. Coroner James Williams says it started with a call to police for a welfare check on an older woman on Jeanette Place. Investigators believe she'd been dead in the yard for several months. Williams says the body will go to the GBI crime lab to confirm who she is and how she died.
6:32 this morning, a man sits in jail on murder charges after a hunting trip turned deadly for a woman. The GBI says the Dodge County Sheriff's Office asked for their help with the case on October the 13th. They were investigating the death of 41-year-old Sherry Huda. She went deer hunting with 65-year-old Donald Cooney. She was shot in the woods on Brown Street in Chauncey. Huda died on October the 17th from her injuries. Cooney faces 3 charges, including felony murder. Well, this morning, we're learning more about the Florida man who opened fire in a Cordele restaurant. The GBI says Bryant Lamar Collins, you see him there, now faces 4 counts of aggravated assault with more charges likely. GBI Special Agent in Charge Joe Chestnut says at about 10:45 on Saturday, Collins shot an employee and 3 people eating in the restaurant. They don't know why Collins started shooting in the first place. Agents say Collins is from Davenport, Florida, about 5 hours from Cordele. The restaurant is responding to the attack, saying in part, "Our hearts are heavy that something of this nature has occurred at our establishment. We continue to pray for those involved, the victims, our customers, our employees, and all of the guests that witnessed this terrible incident."
6:34 in your state news. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas temporarily blocked Senator Lindsey Graham's testimony in a Georgia grand jury investigation. Thomas acted by himself as the justice who handles emergency appeals from Georgia. Graham was asked to testify to a special grand jury investigating whether former President Donald Trump illegally influenced the 2020 election in Georgia. Thomas's order halts Graham's testimony while the Supreme Court weighs the senator's request to stop the proceedings even longer. Well, police now believe missing 20-month-old Quentin Simon is dead. Family reported the toddler missing nearly 3 weeks ago. Meanwhile, his mom says she continues to hope that he turns up happy and alive. Police say his mother, Leilani Simon, is the only suspect in the case, but they've not charged her. National attention in the disappearance has drawn a group of protesters outside the home daily. Police arrested 4 people over the weekend for blocking the Simons' driveway and banging on their windows and doors. Some people went so far as to leave signs saying things like "baby killer" on Quentin's memorial, which family members say disrespects his memory.
Hard to even process what's going on around us. We get to the point that we have to barricade our own home in order to feel safe in our backyard. Because we can't even process what's happening everywhere else or even have the time to do so. I can't even walk out and appreciate my own son's memorial or put down the gifts that I got for him. I can't even go out there and do that without harassment and negligence and just everything. It's devastating to see that this is how the outside world reacts.
Police and even the FBI spent several weeks searching the landfill for Quentin's remains, but have not released any findings. Leilani continues to maintain her innocence.
It's 6:35. Today, testimony continues in a judge hearing. A challenge to Georgia's ban on abortion. He says he won't issue a ruling in the case until after the midterm elections on November the 8th. That was the first of 2 days of testimony tied to the so-called heartbeat law, which bans most abortions once a detectable human heartbeat is present. The lawsuit argues the law violates Georgia's Constitution's rights to privacy and liberty. The state argues Georgia's privacy protections do not extend to abortion because it impacts another human life. Looking ahead to the week, we have several traffic changes that you definitely want to know about around Macon. Tonight through Friday, the left lane will be closed along I-16 east and west between Spring Street and I-75 north. The lane is closing overnight from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. Again, that continues through this Friday. Tomorrow, a section of Riverside Drive is closing between Spring Street and MLK. Drivers will be detoured to Walnut Street, and that's happening overnight from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Today, the Russell Parkway Gate reopens at Robins Air Force Base. The project has been completed ahead of schedule, actually. The gate renovation project will provide the base with a new pavement surface for inbound and outbound traffic. So starting today, the Russell Parkway Gate will be open Monday through Sunday, from 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Watson Boulevard Gate will continue to be 24/7. Green Street will be open from 5 a.m. through 6 p.m. 7 days a week.
Well, you have one more chance this week to make your voice heard on issues that are important to you. Our 13 WMAZ Listening Lab wants to be an ear to what matters most.
We're hearing from you about the issues that you want candidates to pay attention to.
Go to a state where guns everywhere, people will shoot them. So we shouldn't be surprised at all the mass killings in this state and this country.
Gun legislation, just one of many issues on people's minds at our most recent Listening Lab stop at Georgia College and State University in Milledgeville. The students we talked to were engaged in the political process and happy to answer our quick survey. Well, now the 13 WMAZ Listening Lab is getting ready for its final stop this month in Dublin.
This Thursday, October the 27th, the Listening Lab is going to be heading out to Dublin. We'll be at the Civitan Club Fair from 6 to 8 p.m. If you still can't make it out, that's okay. We want to hear from you, though. Just go to our website at 13wmaz.com right now and fill out the survey online.
Well, stick with us. You'll hear from Republican candidate Rick Williams and Democratic candidate Valerie Rogers, both running for Senate District 25. Plus, the impact of early voters from the Board of Elections office. We show you how many people are taking advantage of the first week. For now, though, the time is 6:38. What a difference from last week to this week heading out the door.
Oh man, from freeze warnings to 80-degree weather, you gotta love Central Georgia.
Yeah, I was just thinking last week if you went and voted early in the day, you would have needed the gloves, the hat, the jacket. This week, not so much if you're going out to vote early, as we're going to be looking at temperatures much warmer than we were last week. 29 was the coldest we got. It was the second earliest freeze on record. Yesterday made it up to 82, so quite the turnaround. Our average high for this time of year is now 76, so we are actually above average after being below average for several days. Here's a live look over Dublin this morning. Current temperature 45, one of the coolest spots on the map. We've got 46 in Macon, 48 in Forsyth, as well as in Warner Robins. 45 also in Cochrane this morning, 48 out towards Monticello, and 51 down in Unadilla and in Cordele this morning. The radar picture is quiet here in central Georgia, but if we go look out towards the west over on the other side of the Mississippi River, going to be running into some showers and storms. In fact, a few tornado warnings down there in Louisiana as well this morning. Heavier rainfall now in southeastern Arkansas coming across Interstate 20, Interstate 10. A severe weather risk today as you move out towards Mississippi and Alabama. That's a level 2 risk for the threat of damaging winds and tornadoes out there. We are clipped by a level 1 risk here in central Georgia, and if we are to see anything, it's going to be 11 p.m. to about 2 a.m., and it's going to be anywhere in that green shaded area. So from Jasper County down through Monroe County over towards Macon County and to the east. We are going to be on the edge of the severe weather threat because the line as it moves through central Georgia is going to be falling apart. So here's how it shapes up on future view once we get to about 1 p.m. today. Showers and storms firmly into Mississippi and Tennessee, rolling across the state of Alabama once we get into the evening hours tonight. Here's 5 p.m. Notice not a whole lot of activity directly to the west of us, but still some that could pick up as it moves over the Chattahoochee River or so. Notice some heavier downpours from the Dothan area, say near Troy, up Interstate 85 up through Atlanta. This is 11 p.m. and then rolling through central Georgia as it falls apart between 11 p.m. and about 5 a.m. tomorrow in terms of the rain threat. So overall, I'm not too concerned about this. This is going to be a front that's falling apart moving through the area, but we could use the rainfall. And we'll have 2 shots of doing it tonight and then once we get into the weekend. Here we go. Friday, clear across central Georgia, maybe some cloudy conditions. Saturday, wet as you head back out towards Mississippi and Alabama. And then that wet weather moves into central Georgia, it looks like late on Sunday. Now, where we have question marks is, does the rain hang around for Halloween? Does it move on out of here? The Euro is trying to take it out of here. The GFS has it hanging around. If we could get it out of here, that'd be great. We could use the rainfall. We should just like it before trick-or-treating there on Monday night. But as things stand now, a small rain chance there for Halloween. You also might be wondering about the fall foliage. We are nearing peak here in central Georgia. We'll be at peak right around November 1st, which is next week. I was driving up to Nashville, Tennessee earlier this weekend, and the color from here to there, it is night and day. Once you get north of Metro Atlanta, they are in the thick of it in terms of the fall foliage. Here's your 7-day forecast. Once we hit 81 today, not going to do it again for the next few days. 74 for tomorrow, 76 there for Thursday, 70s through the weekend, a 30% chance of rain there on Sunday and on Monday. Those subject to change. Sunday, I'm thinking the rain chance might go up. Monday, I'm thinking the rain chance probably going to go down.